Too old for this. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Coach Lauderdale, and today we're going to practice hand-eye coordination activities. And hand-eye coordination is the ability to use your hands and your eyes at the same time to accomplish a task. So, the only thing that you'll need is one plastic bag. You can get it from a grocery store, department store. So if you're ready, we're going to begin in 3, 2, and 1. And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. Leave some comments down below so I can create some more content for you. So you should have your plastic bag. And the first activity that we're going to do is the toss and catch. In this activity, you are going to lightly lift the bag into the air and release it. As it is airborne, track or watch it, then catch it before it lands on the ground. Continue doing this to get familiar with how the bag moves in the air and realize how much time that you have in order to catch the object. This activity is fundamental in the development of hand-eye coordination and is used to ensure that students are able to toss, track, and catch the object successfully. The main goal here is for students to focus on the object. There's a lot that you can do before it touches the ground. So somehow I dropped it, but it's okay. If you do, just pick it up and just continue right along. Just be creative and practice tossing in a variety of ways, like between your legs, behind your back, or anything else you can think of. The second thing that you can practice doing is the toss and move. This is your chance to be creative. You can move from side to side and catch it. You can move around in a circle. You can spin around and catch it as you lower yourself to the ground. You can stay at a low level and spin on the ground and catch it. You can remain low. You can do the wave and circle glide. You can do the milli wop. You can do a line dance like a tootsie slide. Then afterwards, dance like Michael Jackson. Do a circle glide. Do a toe stand. Then do a side glide. And just continue to do a circle glide. You can do a milli wop. Catch it before it touches the ground. Hit them with the fork. Do the whoa. Or you just dab on them and hit the whoa before you touch the ground. You can do the jerk. It's old school dances like the Running Man or the Roger Rabbit. And if you run out of things to do, you can always floss. And you don't have to be an expert dancer. Just have fun and do the best that you can. The third activity that you can do is the over-over, under-under. The over-over begins with one hand on top of the bag with the other hand on your thigh. When you are ready, release the bag and quickly grab the bag with your other hand. Make sure the hand that releases the bag goes back to your thigh. Continue this process and try and keep the bag in the same spot. As you progress, try to quickly grab and release the bag so you can increase the number of times you catch the object. Here's a side-by-side view of the over-over. Now let's practice catching the bag 30 times in 3, 2, and 1. In the image to the right, you'll notice I'm keeping the object at arm's length, and when the object begins to move towards the ground, I got it back to the starting point. Just continue to practice and find something that works for you. The next activity is the under-under. Start with one hand under the bag and the other hand on your thigh. Release the bag and replace it with your other hand. Count each time the hand that started under the bag catches it. In regular speed, it looks like this. Catch 1, catch 2, catch 3, catch 4. You'll notice I'm just doing a quick touch and go while I keep the object in the same area. Now see how many times you can catch it in 30 seconds. And begin in 3, 2, and 1. This time, choose either the over-over or under-under for 30 seconds for additional practice. Focus on quickly grabbing and releasing the bag before switching hands. Also, make sure you touch your thigh after releasing the object. I'm going to begin in 3, 2, and 1. The fourth hand-eye coordination activity that you can do is the paper pickup. For this activity, you'll need 5 pieces of paper that you roll up into small balls, and you want them small enough that you can easily pick up, but not too big that you can't pick them up in one hand at the same time. And there are a couple of ways that you can do the paper pickup. The first variation I like to call all hands on deck. In this variation, you'll toss the object up into the air, and while it is airborne, pick up a ball of paper and catch the bag with whichever hand you want. Start with one ball of paper, then after each successful attempt, try to pick up an additional piece. You may keep the piece of paper you picked up or reset by setting whatever is in your hand back to the ground. If you are having difficulty, a good strategy is to focus on the object that you are trying to pick up rather than the object that you are tossing up into the air. Continue until you are able to pick up all 5 balls of paper. Right now, I'm placing all 5 pieces on the ground, and when I'm successful picking up one, I am adding one additional piece the next time. Experiment by using your non-tossing hand to pick up the object. Another variation is called stay in your lane. And in this variation, one hand will toss and catch while the other hand picks up the pieces. So you'll toss the bag up into the air, and while the object is airborne, pick up a ball of paper with the other hand, then track the bag and catch it with the hand that tossed it. Start with one ball of paper, then after each successful attempt, try to pick up an additional piece. You may keep the piece of paper you picked up or reset by setting whatever is in your hand back to the ground. Right now, I'm placing all 5 pieces on the ground, and when I'm successful picking up one, I am adding one additional piece the next time. So the next time I will pick up 2, after that 3, 4, and then 5. After you pick up the 5 pieces of paper with one hand, try with your other hand. You may notice that one hand is better at tossing and catching, while your other hand is better at picking up the pieces. You can also feel free to switch between hands to toss between successful attempts. Sometimes you get lucky, like the bag landing on your head, but since it didn't land onto the ground, it still counts. If your muscles get tight like mine did, just stand up and get loose and continue with the activity. Afterwards, feel free to watch this stretching video. The next way you can do the paper pickup is a variation I like to call the single hand bandit. With the same hand, toss the bag up into the air, pick up the ball of paper, and catch the bag. Start by picking up one ball of paper, then after each successful attempt, try to pick up an additional piece. You may keep the piece of paper you picked up in your hand, or reset by setting whatever's in your hand back onto the ground. As I did before, I am resetting, so I begin with all 5 pieces of paper on the ground each time I toss. You can use the same hand until you are able to pick up all 5, or switch after each successful pickup. It helps to keep your eyes on the object you want to pick up, then track and catch the bag once you've secured the correct amount of paper. And that is the paper pickup. You can continue practicing on that. for you to move on to the fifth hand-eye coordination activity, which is the circle catch. So what you're going to do, you're going to lift the object up into the air and circle your arm around it. So you'll look like this and catch. First time I did one, this time I'm going to see if I can circle around twice. This time I'm going to see if I can circle around 3 times. Alright, so that was 3. You can see you can do it 4 times. And then see if you can increase it to 5. And we'll stop at 5. What you can do is you can switch hands. 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4, and 5. So you just go back and forth between one hand and the other and add and accumulate your arm rotations. The sixth hand-eye coordination activity that you can do is the speed bag. And what you'll do is lift the object up into the air and see how many times you can strike the object before you're unable to. So you can be creative. You can do a one-arm punch and move around it. You can then circle back with your other hand and see if you're able to complete the rotation. You can strike the object up into the air. And a good strategy to use is to hit the object in an upward motion so the object stays airborne. You can also see if you can duck underneath the object and then strike it, keep it airborne. And then you can practice doing different striking combinations. So just be creative and see how long you can keep the object up. So as you see, there's many combinations that you can do. Now we're going to move on to the seventh activity. The seventh hand-eye coordination activity that you can do is called the alligator roll. And what you'll do is you'll lay down on your stomach, lift the object up into the air, roll under it, and catch it before it touches the ground. And a good strategy is to toss the object where you are rolling. So just continue to practice doing the alligator roll, focusing on tossing the bag where you're going to roll. As soon as you're able to, track and locate the bag and catch it. And if you are successful, try it again. So just toss it up, roll as quickly as you can, and try and catch it. And if you don't get it, it's fine. Just try it again. Just roll and catch. All right, so here's another angle. Just gonna toss it high into the air and roll and get it. And then try and catch the bag one more time. And if you don't quite get it, just recoup, toss, roll, and slide and get it. Getting too old for this. Another way that you can do the alligator roll is instead of laying onto your stomach, you can kneel on one knee, lift it up into the air. That way the object goes higher into the air and you have more time to roll under the object and to catch it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and I was able to help you to increase your level of hand-eye coordination. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave some comments down below so I can create some more content for you. We're going to end this video doing a circle toss. All right, y'all have a good day.